Hey guys, I have a little requested video for you here. And first things first, I would just very quickly like to apologise for the mic quality. My microphone has pretty much broken, so it's a joy that it's actually working now still. So I'm going to be getting a new microphone very soon. So hopefully we'll just have that sorted. But in the meantime, here what we have is a very highly requested, another requested one. Yeah, I'm just trying to get a few videos out whilst I play the game. As you can see here, I'm in October currently. And one requested video was doing Where Are They Now and look at the best 11s and all that sort of stuff. Excuse me. And basically what you're looking at here is the best overall 11. This is the best 11 out of all the teams. I think we're getting into nearly like 30 seasons or something. And I just felt I might as well just do this, whilst we wait, because this is kind of like a transitional sort of period now where, you know, I've just left England. I've just come off doing a live commentary series a few weeks ago. Well, a few weeks ago now, it was a while back, but still, we're going into the next portion of it now. And basically, I just thought I'd show you this now. So this is the best overall 11. I'm going to look at some older ones as well, but first, we're just going to have a look and see who makes the best of the best. Now, I didn't pick this. I just point out the game picks this, just in case people didn't know how this works. This is just completely. All basically you have to do is go to your club overview. Go to history and go to your best 11. You'll see your best 11 there. Obviously, the further you get into the game, the more interesting it gets. Once you're 2 or 3 seasons in, it doesn't really mean a great deal. But once you get in, to a lot more players and more seasons and so on, you will find you have a lot more players to choose from, or the computer rather has more players to choose from, and you find a more interesting team. So. From the top, then we have Pepe Reina. Of course, he was my goalkeeper from the start. About like 2000. God, how long was he in this team? Yeah, 2023. Wow, I mean, he's been 2005 to 2023. That's a very long time, and he's still my goalkeeping coach, which is excellent. He's been here for over 33 years. That's amazing. Anyway, yeah, 555 appearances. He was great. Obviously, Rafa Ramirez is the sub goalkeeper. He's actually made more appearances than Reina, which is crazy. Which is weird when you think about it, even though his average rating is slightly down. The only player to have a 6 rating, even though if it is the highest 6 rating, that's 6.99. I'll get back to Ramirez in a minute, but they're the 2 goalkeepers there. At right back, very odd choice is Tom Wheeler. Now, I say odd choice because I very rarely played him at right back. He was always a centre back for me, but I did occasionally play him at right back, and do you know what? He was really good. I can't deny Wheeler. I think he's retired now. He was a manager for a short while. He was the West Brom manager, as you can see. Where is he? There, he retired at 42. Has a very odd-looking face. 2017 to 2031, he was excellent. £12 million, I think, I bought from Arsenal. Let's see. It says 262 appearances from the Reds. It said like 300 before. The bios and stuff always seem to count league appearances. The other one counts full, like complete appearances, like substitute appearances and Champions League, FA Cup, League Cup, and so on. I offered him a role of a youth coach, and he was coaching in the capacity of manager, where he did absolutely awfully. So yeah, that's just a little note on Tom Wheeler. So 327 appearances, 39 goals, not bad at all for a defender. Pedro Acosta, remember him? I was going back a while ago. This one, yeah, 2019 to 2030, great left back, £20 million. Of course, he went to Villarreal in his last year and then eventually retires. Probably could have held on to it for another year, but he was again. I like to give away players just before they retire. I know I've kept a few others, but sometimes, excuse me, sometimes you will have a player who just is past his peak, so you might as well he's got 1 year left in his contract. Might as well just get rid of him. Just free up the wage budget or something. So that's basically what I do there. So now Sami Khedira, who was fantastic. He's a first team coach who I might actually sign up. 2014 to 2027, £22 million from Wolfsburg. He was fantastic. I hope we sign him in real life. Hopefully, he's only young still, of course, in real life. And yeah, he was terrific. He took over the captaincy, I think, after Pepe Reina. So the captains actually, it's weird how the captains have gone. We've had Gerrard, Reina, Khedira, Goetz, Sadler, now Shug. It was Lopez for a very short period of time, but I don't count him since he's buggered off now. So, which will excuse me. Hang on, let me have a glass of water here. Oh, dear me. I don't know what's going on with my voice here. Anyway, yeah, we've got Kier, nearly 400 appearances, 40 goals. He is a tank from corners. Really, really good. Speaking of someone who's even scored more goals, that is the current captain, the first player who is still actually playing in the team. I think maybe the only player who is still playing, actually. Oh, no, Ryan Bergen is in there as well. Um, and yeah, he's fantastic. You know, you can shoot. He's been great. I mean, 43 goals. Hopefully, he can hit that 50 before he retires. You know, he's still going now. He's 34. He's been here 2026 to present. That's very, very good indeed. 25 million from Schalke, who had him for 3 seasons. And yeah, the current club captain. So yeah, he looks very young still. So in fact, he's 34. David Alaba, 310 appearances with 33 goals. He was excellent. Again, another player who. Well, actually, is he the? How many other real players? I want to know how many real players we actually have. We've got Reina, Kiea, Alaba, Ericsson, Suarez, Fierro. So I realise there is two Luis Suarez's. I'll explain in a moment. Um, yeah, as I say, Alaba though one of a few real players in this now since the Regents tend to take over 2018 to 2030, I should say, for £9 million, absolute bargain from Bayern Munich. I think he wanted a new challenge actually, which is a bit weird, and I got him on kind of on the steal. So yeah, he was really good for me. You know, he went all the way. I think he retired here. I think I got him a coaching role as well. So yeah, he did a really good job to David Alaba, and he was very, very good indeed. Ryan Bergen still going on here. Another player who is still currently in the team. 348 appearances with 84 goals. I tell you what, he's been a crackerjack of a signing. I mean, he scored a hat trick against me, memorably. Against there you go. See, he wants first team football. Well, he is getting on a bit now. Of course, 2025 to present. Of course, they bought him off Vålerenga here. Why on earth he was playing in Norway, I don't know. But yeah, he famously, of course, scored a hat trick against me. And I was actually looking at him at the time, like before the game. I was looking at him as if to say, "Oh, I might have a look at him." And then the next game, he went and scored a hat trick, and I was just amazed. So yeah, there's Ryan Bergen for you, amazing player again. Ion Gallen, another player who is still currently going. He has passed his peak apparently, but he is 37 now, so that is kind of understandable. He is happy to stay at the club. He's been here for absolutely ages. Another one he's been going on £40 million, but I think that was £40 million well spent indeed. 2022 to present. Ooh, excuse me, 2022 to present. My body's making all sorts of weird noises. And you know, he's been another great asset to this team, and he's gone on forever. Made the number 44 of zone. I wasn't really going to give him that number 44, but I've just stuck with it. That was a random one. Over 500 appearances, and that's fantastic. An average rating of 7.25, phenomenal. Fredinho, what else do I need to say about Fredinho? 499 appearances. Can't believe I sacked him off as 500th. And of course a record-breaking 354 goals. That is, of course, if he were real, which obviously isn't, but if he were real, he would have broken Ian Rush's all-time club goal-scoring record, which I think is something like 342 or something. So yeah, he beat Rush's record and was an absolute phenomenon. So Freddie, how long was he here for? He's been £30 million from Brazil. He's a coach here currently, as you can see. Cruzeiro, 2020 to 2036 actually, since he retired that year. Doesn't really count that season. But he's a really good coach actually as well. He's become a decent coach. Then we move on to Noah Goetz, of course, who was also brilliant. Weirdly, he's a coach at Chelsea now. I don't know. But yeah, he was fantastic. Of course, he spent the last couple of seasons in Marseille. I probably shouldn't have let him go, but you know, seasons he did sort of die down as it went on. 2017 to 2029, he was absolutely fantastic. He's an icon, and £45 million, you know, an absolute revelation. It was, of course, very good as well when we had Mario Götze, who was not in this list actually, weirdly, who never really made much of an impact. He was good, but he wasn't like, oh my god, greatest ever player on Football Manager, you know. So yeah, that was weird. So we had Goetz and Götze, and they went together like spaghetti and bolognese. I couldn't think of a couldn't think of a better pun there. And of course, finally, absolute legend, probably the best regen signing I've ever had on any Football Manager. That is Trevor Sadler, 627 appearances. I'm sure that I'd put him in the top 10 if he were real in terms of appearances. 186 goals. I think he's gone back to his native Southampton now. He's a youth coach at Southampton, and that is 2016 to 2013, 2038, and an absolute phenomenon. Trevor Sadler, absolutely brilliant. I'd love to know what assist he got as well. Rafa Ramirez, nearly just shy of 600 appearances, an excellent asset. I mean, a little bit accident prone, but like all goalkeepers, really, they'll never find the accident prone for a goalkeeper. Um, he has been a part of some bloopers. That of course that one video I uploaded, which was like the worst own goal ever or something, where he dropped it over his line, which was weird. Beat me that one. But overall, he was reliable mostly, and did a really good job. Where is he now? I think he retired. Oh no, was he youth coach at City? Oh, didn't know that. 2023 to 2037. A lot of sort of players sort of retiring at that sort of 2037 part. Changing of the guard, but just under 8 million as well. I've got to say that was a pretty damn good deal. And of course, these are now the subs who didn't quite make the first 11, but still, absolutely brilliant either way. Paul James, of course, still another one who is currently playing here. He has, though, retired from international football. He is still an excellent player. I was going to give him the captaincy, but I felt, what, I'd rather have Shug have it for a few years, and then he pass it on to a slightly younger player who's just come back from injury, I think. He's unhappy with Stephen Gerrard's comments. Oh, that's good. Also, Shug's what's it called? Influences through the roof. So he's been over 10 years now, £11 million from these guys, whoever they are. And yeah, he's been an absolute rock. Very, very good indeed. I think he had 4-star potential. I think he's pretty much lived up to that. Excellent player. 28 goals. Hopefully he can hit that good 300. Christian Eriksen, of course, one of the big players that everyone seems to buy. On Football Manager, he was great. 270. How many was that? 276 league appearances, I think. Was it? Oh no, sorry, 400 actually. Technically, 400 appearances with 50 goals. And again, he was great when he was with Steven Gerrard or wherever. He's retired now, obviously, but he was a decent coach as well for a short while. That was Eriksen, and good player, but wasn't maybe good enough to make the first 11 here. But take nothing away from him, Now, Luis Suarez, which one's this? This is the Uruguayan, who spent over 10 years here. I keep looking at the wrong ones. For another 400 appearances, 220 goals. Obviously, we'd be absolutely made up if he did that in 10 years, because it doesn't look like he's going to hit at least 100 at the moment, to be honest, because his finishing is dire. Well, on this, he is a fantastic player, and he scored, I think he stole the record for most goals in one season. I think he has 45, which is brilliant. Obviously, that's no full night. But, he broke all sorts of records, did the Uruguayan Suarez, and he's been fantastic. So too is Carlos Fierro, who 2015 to 2028, and of course he went back to his native Mexico for a few last year or so there. Still did a decent job, to be fair. £47 million. Obviously, I realise I could get him a lot cheaper if I'd bought him earlier. Bear in mind, I started this save. A lot of people forget as well. I started this save the day the demo came out. That's why I've kind of got so far into it, and why all the players are a bit skew with. So I've basically been going at this game now for nearly nigh on 11 months at this point. So it's amazing, really, when you think about it. So Carlos Fierro, obviously, I say that I bring that up because you didn't know about Fierro at the time, and it was only until we got into about November-ish time that you started to learn who the good youngsters are. Every game has the sort of good youngsters that are just world class, that may not necessarily come good in real life, but the game predicts that are going to come good. We've got Fierro here on FM11. We had Kumar Babakar. We had Freddie Adu on previous FMs and CMs. So there is that, but you've got to take them with a pinch of salt. Another player here, Cardano, of course, who is still playing. He fortunately is out with an injury, but he has been fantastic since 2029. Ironically, Leon had just bought him, and I was like, nope, I'm pinching him. Eritrean, of course, I would imagine the first Eritrean to play in the Premier League and for Liverpool. And again, an absolute rock with 2 goals there. And finally, of course, the current Spanish Luis Suarez. He's getting on a bit now, 34. That's flown by. Seems to have gathered old age randomly. 3.5 million from Real Madrid. Bought for 60% potential. Not the word then. Potential. 40% for his novelty. 7 Suarez, and I tell you what, he's been a brilliant, brilliant signing when you look at value. Obviously, he's kind of tailed off in the last few years, um, but yeah, he's been fantastic, so I can't fault him. There you go. So that's the best ever 11. So let's go all the way back to 2011, 2012. Now, obviously, looking at this team here, um, it's completely different. You know, Rain is still in there. Gerrard obviously going to be in there. This is just for the one season, but appearance and so on. Obviously, Andy Carroll and Suarez both getting 19. I mean, that's a bit ridiculous. I don't know why I sold Carroll actually. He's a scout at Sunderland. Oh, he's at Sunderland. What? Oh, Newcastle fans should be gutted. Lucas, who was actually really good, one of my best players. I still sold him. And yeah, Glenn Johnson's in there. Luca Toni scored a very handy 6 goals. 2 years, spent his last couple of years here, and he was a good little asset to Suarez and Carroll. And of course, the one player that of course stands out above everyone else, that why on earth, they're not in the Liverpool team, Angel Di Maria, who gets a bit pissy, shall we say, in this game, at least in the early stages when the game first came out. And yeah, I had him on loan for 1 season, did really well. Eventually, by the time I gathered enough money, because it took me like 3 seasons to get to where I am today, to get the club really, very wealthy, I guess, really, really wealthy. Spent £40 million, and that was the big signing in 2014. And he proved to be a really, really good player for the last 10 years. Dirk Kuyt, weirdly, of course, bear in mind, this is the season, this is 2011, 2012, this is the Kenny Dalglish season, so, I don't know, he made 40 appearances, managed to score 12 goals. God, is he still the assistant manager? He's been there since I was there. My Christ. At least he's gone on as well. He went to 2014, I don't know how, but he did. Maxi Rodriguez and Adam Morgan as well, who, as I've mentioned, he retired at 29. No way. And he ends up at Chelmsford. Did a decent job. But he will be far better in FM30, I can guarantee you, this lad, Adam Morgan. I reckon, predict now, the next Robbie Fowler, Adam Morgan. Of course, this is the team that finished second. Moving on to next season, of course, we had a few differences here. Gary Cahill came in, for example. Again, I just want to stress, this was done in October/November. When this was even before... actually, I'm trying to think, when was it? No, so I'm thinking of FM11, I beg your pardon. I was thinking, this is before Kenny Dalglish came in. No, that was FM11. Of course, if you watch my old FM11 videos, we still have Fernando Torres. That's how old we're talking then. And yeah, this is obviously, Dirk Kuyt again in the team, making a load of appearances. I don't know why I gave him so many appearances. Suarez with 31 goals. Of course, as well, I brought in Emmanuel Adebayor, who got a bit unhappy with me. He only stayed for 1 season. I mean, to be fair, I got him for 2.6 million. And managed to get. Where'd he go? He went back to Real Madrid and finished his career there. Shame, because he did really, really well at Bayer. Gerrard with 13. Ericsson obviously on his debut season did all right. Maxi Rodriguez again coming in. But no one, obviously I go with a nice 5 goals there. Cahill obviously. I've still got a few other players like Carroll, Henderson, Shelby. I was slowly clearing out Kenny signings, and just trying to build on, make a team here, the likes of Ericsson, Adebayor, Cahill, Cadlech, who of course was pants in his first season. Look at that average rating, 6.7. Not very good, is it? Gussie would improve later seasons when I brought him back. And then, again, we look at this. I'm not going to go through every season, by the way. I just want to take it through maybe the first 4 or 5 seasons. And Edin Dzeko, of course, I brought in. He did well for a good 5 years. Let's see how many. 7.25 million. Wouldn't say maybe would want him in real life, but he was very handy. Shinji Kagawa, of course, now plays for Man United. Again, this was in like November, December time, way before he signed, like 7 or 8 months before he signed for Man United. So I was not to know that. Suarez was 58. That's more appearance than the goalkeeper, for God's sake. He scored 33 goals. Salomon Rondon, who is now, I think, coached here. Yeah, he's a coach. I brought him back as a coach. Did really well, 17 million, and he was alright, for 5 years nearly. Scored his fair share of goals, not the best player in the world, but you know what, he did okay. 12 goals in that first season, can't fault him. Pedro, who as well came in on loan, did really well. Ante Vukacic, who, can't remember him. Yeah, he only stayed for 1 season, but yeah, I don't know why I got rid of him actually. I think it was just because he was so inconsistent. It was unreal. Look at it, and his average rating wasn't the best. Kazuki Honda again, another one, who were bought in. He did all right. How did they end up? Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah. What happened here was I couldn't get. It was that weird thing where it doesn't allow you to work. Oh, I forgot the glitch. I think they fixed it. There was a glitch at the start of the game where it was some not a work permit. Like, oh yeah, you would get a work permit for the player, but they wouldn't let him join your club. Or was it the other way around? Sorry, I'll say it again. They would let him join the club, but they wouldn't give him a work permit. So you had him there and you couldn't play him. So what would happen is you'd get him knocking at you then saying, "I want first team football," and there's no option there, obviously, to say, "I can't. I'm gonna have to wait a year to give you a work permit." There's no option for that. So screw it. You know what? So the only remedy I found for it was you have to send him on loan for a very short period of time to a another club somewhere, and obviously I could just send him off to a feeder club here, which is Genk, and then I brought him back. He stayed there for a couple of seasons. It was really worth the hassle, to be honest. But he was alright. You know, he was decent. Came through as a nice little nod to Gerrard. Eventually retired at that point, and yeah, you know, there's a lot of other players here. There's probably one of this is when the regen started to come in here. You know, real noticeable ones like David Ferretti, who was really good. Rondon again hit a really good 20 goals in 45 appearances. Who else? David Klitsch. I think he was the first regen I ever bought. Was his goalkeeper, and he's retired. That's depressing. Makes me feel old just looking at this. Jack Robinson, of course, coming in as well. This time he was really good. Quartes also coming in. Honda's doing well. Suarez again, just going on and on. I'm sure you can see a pattern here. And finally this. And then about this time, we started to see a few regens, as I say, come through. Mario Götze getting in there for the first time. So again, I don't know why I sold them. I really actually can't remember why I sold them. Adam Matthews, remember him? God, brought from Celtic, he was really good. Yeah, he did really good 9 years here for Welsh International. Johan Goldcroft, what a signing he proved to be. Oh, brilliant. Free from Leon. And he stuck around and did brilliantly. Carlos Vieira there, of course, coming in there as well with an impressive 19 goals on his debut season. Sergio Canales, who I bought as well, remember him? Only had him for a couple of seasons, couldn't really give him first team football, but again, he did really well. And yeah, there you go, that's just a little look back there at this team, since it was highly requested. Of course, if you want to download it, oops, I shouldn't have done that. I'll give away a few results, it's not a big deal. Yeah, if you obviously if you want to download the save and have a look more detailed for yourself, then of course you can. I will put a download link in the description. And yeah, apart from that, thanks guys. I will see you next time. I'm going to go ahead and continue playing this game. Onwards.